Hello guys, and welcome to a new Steel Division video today by me, Vulcan. Today I have for you a 3 versus 3 on Sainte-Mère-Église, and in this one I'm going to be playing with the 1st Infantry. On my team today I have Malkadas and Mystical Walrus, who are playing with the Demi Brigade SAS and 15th Infantry, and we're going to be playing against Jagdsource, Gonzo and Kira, who are using the 352nd Infantry, 116th Panzer and the 21st Panzer. So we certainly have a match on our hands today. This is going to be actually pretty damn difficult, but it should be a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and grab an assault team. We'll send that towards the town here. We'll follow it up with some command. I'm probably not going to go too heavy into the town itself. Maybe like an assault breacher can go down the right hand road here, and we'll maybe have an assault MG on the left side, and that will be about it. I don't want to flood the town just because it leaves you vulnerable to off map in particular, or just artillery, like a lot of artillery. So I'm gonna just spread out a few units like so. I might have an AT gun on this right side, that, or on left side, sorry, of the town. That could be an idea. Else we could maybe focus on the M4DDs. I can bring in both of those straight away. That could be another good idea, but it would be better if I sort of focus them on the same side, maybe try and make some ground, potentially through this left side. Let's try that. We'll go for like double M4. We'll push down this road. I'm going to need recon, but I can't get any, so it leaves me with potentially the A20C to use, but that's 85 points. One trouble with the 1st Infantry is they don't have any recon until phase B, unless you want to use the A20, but the A20, in my opinion, without the support of a P38, is very vulnerable. So the only other way to really make this push work is maybe going for like double assault MG with like an assault leader maybe to follow up. I wouldn't need the assault leader because these M4s provide command. Let's try double assault MG on this left side, and if it works out with the M4s in tow, then we might be able to push through quite nicely. To follow up all of that, I think I'm just going to go for a mortar. And we'll make sure that moves down on this left side. And with the remaining points, I do need something for this area. Let's go one assault MG less, and we'll bring in potentially an assault team for here. I feel like that would be a bit of a waste. Let's put the assault MG here instead. Okay. Let's just make sure they're all tucked up and ready to go. And we should have a pretty nice start, honestly. If the M4s don't get killed by AT guns early on, we should be good. Okay, let's start the countdown since everybody's ready. Going to be quite the matchup, that's for sure. So in the town, I'm kind of expecting the 352nd, but I'm not going to put too much pressure to break through the buildings. It's a real waste of time, in my opinion. The best thing to do would be to put the M5 gun on this right side in phase B, and then kind of push off that, like use the M5 guns as a springboard, because I do have a lot of M5 guns in this division coming into phase B. I don't have much veterancy, which might suck. If that kind of fails, what we could do is maybe go for an artillery strategy where we will rely a lot on the M2A1. And the other things that we're going to have to look out for in phase A are the Panzer 3s, which I think are here. That's Gonzo coming through with the Panzer IIIs. And then the 21st Panzer, it's only Panzer 35s. Okay, this looks fine. I think we're good. I might just stop these ones short. And we'll start to put some pressure on this left side. Good. Let's unload these guys. There goes flamethrowers, that's nice. Good start. Put the assault breaches into a building. And out into cover. Good. Let's bring up an AT gun to back us up in case we get pushed by the Panzer IIIs. But for now, what I'm going to do is probably just more to this area, because I know there's some infantry in here. And then maybe we can get the assault MGs up in the face of them. An IG. Bring up a second assault team.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can see that we've kind of pinned down that unit, whatever it was. And I'll make sure to get in the building next to it. As they run away, the poor Ostrupen getting melted. Okay, we're not going to be in range to surrender them, but that was a nice hit from the Jagdpanzer. Okay, let's move the mortar since it's being counter-batteried. And I'm going to move the duck off the road, because I don't want that AT gun to be unloaded early. Right, next thing is going to be an M2A1 howitzer, I think. That's what I'm going to take to try and counter battery. Firing at that IG. Oh, there is a Pack 38. Let's just retreat, just in case. I'm going to make sure my mortar starts firing at that. Gonna break to the 1,000 meter range. That needs to fall back, the assault MG. Yeah, let's just put it in that building, or into that tree next to it, because the mortars are firing at that building right now. Oh, that's the IG. Ouch. So here comes the artillery. I think I might also buy the second mortar. I think that's going to be pretty important. The AT gun is down to 1 health. That's good. Looks like this IG might die, actually, if it gets hit again, which would be good. Looks like the shells are a bit off the mark there. That sucks. They can... Oh shit. I was going to say maybe kill the 250-10, but I think my M4DD is in trouble. We can't use smoke from this mortar. Unload this and start smoking this off ASAP. Gonna get the duck to come in. Nice.
Reservoirs are full and igniter all cleaned up.
Not sure what that tank is, but it's pretty scary. Whatever it is. Right, let's pull back with this M4. I've got to be really careful of that AT gun.
Waiting for orders, Captain.
Alright, it's a Panzer III. Right. Well, time to move up the assault leader. I do have smoke, so that's good. Okay, We don't want to have the assault leader in that position, that's bad. Okay, my AT gun's dead there. That is okay. We're going to have this M4 come back to the supply. And I'm going to continue the attack in the mid here. I need to kind of break them out of the church if I can. And I need to have the mortar start targeting enemy artillery. Okay, let's get another assault team in here. It's pretty important. What's that M4 firing at? Maybe the infantry? I was hoping to get a shot onto the half track.
We're operational.
That mortar's very low on health now.
Waiting for fire coordinates. Adjusting on
Into phase B, I'm just going to bring in some more artillery. We're really going to go mad with that artillery for sure.
ready.
I'm also tempted to like reload my assault team so they have more flamethrower ammunition. So far, very even. 140 points in it.
Give us something to burn. Time to lead from the front.
An AT gun, I think I'm just going to maybe poke it with the M4. Yeah, not going to be able to. Start to bring in the anti-air, since we have the cash to do so.
Need a lift? Changing position. Just give us something to burn.
And I think it could be worth starting to invest in an air force. Since I don't have too much else to spend cash on. Potentially M5A1s could be useful at close range. Otherwise, no. I just realised I wasn't even selecting them. I was like right-clicking, hoping that it would move.
Smash 'em.
Oh dear, they're gonna surrender if I'm not too careful.
Geared up and ready to move. Take cover. Back. Protect the fuel tank.
Okay, that is fine.
Gun check and ready. Punch it. Fire.
Gonna start firing at the Panzer 39 net, the Panzerhaubitze.
Sugar King. Sugar Charlie 3.
Start pushing across with some of this infantry. That machine gun did a lot of damage then.
I am in charge here. Ready, sir. I love the smell of fire in the morning. Burn, burn.
Okay, let's kill off those grenadiers since we can.
Radio check, red 1 through 6. Over.
It's a very intense game. If there was one word to describe this, it's probably intense. Because there is a lot of stuff going on. Not long until phase B,
Protect
which
the
is
fuel
nice.
tank. Just give us something to burn.
Have this assault team move back
I love
forwards.
the smell of fire in the morning.
Okay. Alright, time to bring in off map. We'll probably both have the same idea in that regard, and the other thing is the M7s. We're going to go real hard on the artillery, I think. One thing that does actually happen quite a lot in Sainte-Mère-Église is a map. It's similar to Medore in that respect.
Reservoirs are full and igniter all cleaned up. We'll do our best, sir. I am in charge here.
At least I have control of the left side of the town. That's good. I could maybe take control of the right side with a little bit of help. Let's bring in some rifles, and maybe I can try and push onto that.
I am listening, sir.
Might work.
I love the smell of fire in
We
the
shall
morning.
see.
Ready to fire. Take cover.
Okay, this position on the left side is pretty precarious. I would like to move that mortar there, but I don't think I'm going to. We're going to leave it in the orchard.
Saluting the captain makes him a target for the Germans.
I need to probably pin down the Pack 40. Oh, it's LMgBfrEF, okay. Not really what I expected, but sure. Can't really be aggressive whilst the assault leader's pinned down.
We're on our way. Another one bites the dust.
Okay, taking out that AT gun, let's hit the Pack 40. Meanwhile, we're going to get these rifles to be aggressive on the right side of the town. And I'm also going to bring in an M5 gun that can cover this left side with the 1,200 meter range. Another thing that I'm going to want to do is bring in some command for my artillery, so I'm going to do that.
Forward observer ready.
And we need to start thinking about where I'm going to place this artillery. That will do.
Fire for effect. Yes, sir.
Smoke would do nicely for my rifles.
Want to go home? Ready to pound them, sir. I am in charge here.
Bring in another AT gun since this Jagdpanzer is under pressure.
Ready to take command, sir. Move out.
I'm going to smoke that Jagdpanzer off. Good.
Ready to engage. Drop 200. 6 rounds. Over. Ready to fire. Saluting the captain makes him a target for the Germans.
Going to be pretty unlucky if that actually hits the mark.
I am in charge here. Ready, sir.
Okay. We've got this AT gun that's coming up.
I know a shortcut.
We'll probably get it in position with the help of the smoke.
Everybody out.
This one's nearly in position as well.
Saluting the captain makes him a target for the Germans. Drop 200. 6 rounds. Over. This war will be over by Christmas. We've used up all our ammo, sir. This is where you get off.
Okay, let's unload that AT gun. We'll unload this one. I'm just going to push it into the tree line. That Jagdpanzer has now recovered. Let's just tell him to make sure he's commanding it. He notices it's recovered.
To the captain.
Need to get this mortar to cover this with smoke if I can.
Let's go. We can't take any more.
Okay, let's go for maybe another off map here. Actually, we might not need to.
Igniter all cleaned up.
M5 gun on the left got taken out.
Sir.
Unfortunate. Those Panzer IIIs won't be making any ground anytime soon. Let's
Guns primed and ready.
make sure that we've got the smoke coming down to allow that M4 to push to the left side.
Give us a good firing position.
And I've no idea why this M5 gun isn't firing, but
Artillery at
it
your
sucks.
orders.
Let's push for another off map just here.
Fire mission grid. 7, 3, 4, 5,
And it's fine.
6.
So I want to take the right side of the town if I can. Oh, the right side of the map is falling apart. That's not good. Looks like Kira has managed to break through here. We're under a lot of pressure on this left side as well.
Yes.
Yeah. No Ju-87 this time.
Take cover, Lieutenant. Yes.
Here comes another
Get out of here.
LMgBfrEF.
Solid copy. We're moving.
Oh, that hit my mortar. That's unfortunate. Bring in the P-38 Lightning in the center. Maybe I can bait Gonzo's aircraft.
Roger. Heading there. I want my scalps.
Not sure that's going to work, if I'm honest. Smarter than that. Okay, my P-38 is going to have to fall back. It's okay.
Clear the runway, coming in hot. Engaging the enemy. Roger, heading there.
I'm not going to chase that for the pure fact that the other ME-109 is hanging about.
Roger, heading back to
But at least my M4 is safe on this left side. We can push the M5 gun back through there as well. I'm going to have my command walk over there.
I love the smell of fire in the morning. We're under fire. Gun checked and ready.
That both is going to get hit by rocket artillery. There's a lot of artillery in this game. Yeesh.
Smash the entire area.
There must be a Panzerwerfer actually, because it's 10 rockets instead of 6.
Ready, sir. Move out. Scatter formation. I am in charge here. Take cover. Sir, yes, sir. I love it. So many positive.
Well, I need to make sure that doesn't surrender. Oh, they jump forwards. That's unlucky. Yeah, I've got to make a strong push through here. We'll just hit the reinforcing area. Oh, come on, M5 gun. Kill the Jagdpanzer for me. I'm also going to bring in a second lot of anti-air. Okay, so we've used like a limited amount of infantry to make the progress we have in the middle so far. But on this right side, it is causing that +1 for our opponents, which really doesn't help out much. And off map should be about spot on. I can probably push through quite aggressively.
Follow me, men. Shut up and listen to the captain. Copy that. Out. Finger on the trigger.
Okay. Hello, Panzerwerfer.
Adjusting on target. Pull back.
Taking out the M5 gun. Thankfully I have a lot of M5 guns. They're not something I'm too worried about losing.
Redeploying air defense.
Oh, there goes the Panzer III. Nice.
Squad, at your orders, sir.
Let's try and push through the center. I've got an AT gun coming with me. Probably not the best bet. Okay, I needed my anti-air to stay with the M4. Let's maybe have this M4 pull back to here and then fast move into the town with us. Ooh, hello. Jump up next to this. That's going to have to fall back. Whoops. Messed that up. The other thing is that the rifles will probably get surrendered if I'm not careful. Yeah, at least I managed to smoke those ones off. Bring in another Stuart. It's good for sort of holding, that's for sure. And on this left side, it's time for the M5 guns again. So I'll buy another one in the next tick. Oh, here comes the Rheinwerfer. Killed off my command. We're going to have to replace that ASAP, otherwise we're going to end up surrendered all over the place. This M20 does have a 50 cal, so it's actually quite useful in the center. And you're probably wondering why they had the M5 gun there. Basically the reason was, if there wasn't too much here, which there was, I could have got it into this tree line and kind of cut off the reinforcing roads, which would have been really nice, but it didn't quite work out how I wanted it to. Move the M16 MGMC over. We'll retreat all of these guys. But I'm going to get these rifles to fall back into cover. Okay, that's good. I'm going to need some recon here actually. And I need to bring in another AT gun. Ah, that M5 gun's been hit by the LMgBfrEF again. And it looks like my anti-air in the town did get hit as well by rocket artillery. The trouble is with the rocket artillery we're up against, I can't kill it with my own artillery. So it's really bad. Oh, and here comes the Rheinwerfer. That is unfortunate. Okay, let's fall back. I'm gonna unload this recon, preferably not into the flames. And I'm gonna have this M5 gun move up through this tree line. And the other thing that we could try and focus on is M4A1 spam. If I kind of save for a little while, bringing them in all at once, I might just be able to force, like brute force my way through the town. Because if the 352nd player doesn't get the support of other armor, that can work out in our favor. But the trouble with the 1st Infantry is they are very sort of one-dimensional in that regard. They have a lot of M5 guns, and if they have the things to counter the M5 guns, which they do, then, you know, they're not very useful at the end of the day. And you don't have anything to kill tanks other than M5 guns. So, I mean, I could just invest into 3 M5 guns and hope that I kill these guys off, but it's very difficult for me to get into a position that I can ambush them right now. I mean, there is potential, I guess. But I would need to probably use this tree line. I mean, that Panther can just shrug off the shots from the Panzer, or from the M5 gun, so that's not very useful. We don't really have the planes to do the job, we have to rely on our teammates. And it looks like that Mosquito is going to get shot down, so that's not very helpful. I think what I'm going to do, we'll just invest in a few tanks for the center. Just one, maybe one less than I'm buying in. I'll bring in the anti-tank gun again for the similar position, and I'll start my arty here. Actually, we might be able to hit the Opel Blitz munition and blow up the Panzerschreck that way. That could be an idea. Move the M5A1 through here to kill the Pioneers. If there's no Panzerschreck, then we can still be aggressive like this, which is good. Like, armor does not have to worry against that kind of infantry. And Jagdsor's just going to be doing a runner. And you can see how quickly we take out those units. Okay, there goes my M5 gun. Gets hit by a Panzerwerfer again. There it is. We can actually see it. It's right there. We just have nothing to kill that. Look at this artillery. Holy crap. This M4 needs to go into there. This needs to unload, and we're just going to push it across, because then it will kill the Flampanzer as it goes. Okay, let's bring in some more rifle leader. And I could also bring in assault breaches, but I think rifles are just better for the scenario that we're in. Well, that is a town on fire, I'll tell you that much. Not much we can do about that.
Do you have a target, sir?
I need the howitzer to actually hit directly. That's the only way that I'm going to be able to really use
Ready, sir.
it against the Panzerwerfer. That's another M5 gun dead. Yeah, I mean, the only way that I can feasibly do it, I think, is if I save now. If I save like the 3 AT guns, bring them all in at the same time, that might work. We've got to stop that Opel Blitz from fixing that Panther.
What's up, sir? Onward! Gordo, bring us there. At your orders, sir. Reverse, but keep faith.
Okay, so I'm going to unload these guys early so they don't die, because it's important that I keep the command alive.
Going hunting.
Then we're going to have these guys sort of spread out a bit. Best bet? Hope they run out of supply. That's where we're at right now. Okay, it didn't manage to repair, which is good.
Do you have a target, sir? Nothing to report.
Okay, here comes the Rheinwerfer. Thankfully I got these units to the right side, and these guys didn't get pinned at all.
Easy, boys. Jerry's close. At your orders. Let's roll. At your orders. Reverse. But
Okay, let's move that M4 over.
attention! We're moving. Take cover, Lieutenant.
This is just ridiculous.
Adjusting on target.
At least Gonzo's Jagdpanzer has been taken out here. Actually, both the Panthers have been taken. The Panther and the Jagdpanzer has been taken out. Very nice. We might be able to push on the left.
Germans ahead. We're being overrun. We got a man down.
Right, let's bring in a few M5 guns here. Unfortunately, it looks like the Panzerwerfer is going to get the better of us. This is a ludicrous amount of artillery.
This is a story.
Oh dear. Now even our M2A1's going to get counter-batteried.
For fire coordinates.
That's very unfortunate.
Finger on the trigger.
Bring in the rifles to push on this left side with Malkadas. I think that's our best bet. He's got the Demi Brigade CS, so in the late game he can spam in these M4A3s like nobody's business, and so far that seems to be okay. But yeah, not having much luck against all of this artillery. And it looks like my M5 guns are going to be unloaded here, which is just irritating.
Gun ready. Grab some AP rounds. Just in case. At your orders. Germans ahead.
Oh, here comes the Rheinwerfer again.
Under fire.
Fun times.
Move out.
Smoking that off. Okay, that's not too bad, I guess.
Yes? We're being overrun.
Yeah, we're going to push this left side. I might even have the M5 gun push aggressively. That is what needs to die. If the Panther G goes down, I think we're good. I just got to be careful to get this M5A1 into a position that can flank. Same with the M5 gun.
Let's hope Jerry won't catch us. Ready, sir. Grab our stuff and move.
Okay, time to push aggressively with those.
Yes?
Get this to unload and start sniping that Mobilwagen, and I'm probably going to have the M4A1 come out wide as well.
Taxi ready.
Nice. Right, we've got to make sure this doesn't get too close to the town because of the Panzerschreck.
We're being overrun. This war will be over by Christmas. Gordo, bring us there. Roger. Search and destroy.
Okay, let's just drive into him. If I can kill whatever this is, that would be good. I think it's just a mortar. But I need to start working on killing this artillery. Because it is ludicrous. Maybe I can just hit that with artillery. What is that? Oh, it's a Jagdpanzer. Oh dear. That's not good. Yep. My driver's just like, bail! It's okay. It's okay. I get it. Alright, let's bring in our last M5 gun to the mid. And we need to keep the pressure on this left side. Start putting down some artillery there. Our M5 gun's dead.
Ready, sir.
How do we deal with the Jagdpanther? I don't know.
Put your foot down, driver.
We're gonna reverse though.
I love it. So many positive waves. Shut up and listen to the captain.
What a fight this has been. It's been absolutely crazy. But we just gotta keep on the pressure, keep on the artillery. Let's maybe actually bring in both of the M2A1 howitzers. We got 7 minutes left.
Carry the weight, sir.
We gotta get over 1,000 points.
Armor ready.
That's the Fusiliers dead, that's good. My rifles are still doing well. They're still making ground for us.
Where are we headed?
Oh no, you are kidding. That artillery.
Fire. Smash him.
Oh, and the M5 gun as well. No chance. Oh, here goes the M4A1.
As you command, sir.
Yeesh. Okay.
Where do you
That M2A1's gonna retreat through the flames. Yeah, that's not good news. Oh shit.
Red Ball Express ready. Get ready to engage. Nothing to report. Fire. Smash him.
Right, let's just put artillery down that lands near the Panther.
Yes, sir.
And we're just gonna chill in the middle here. We don't stand a chance. Like, the only thing I can kill a Jagdpanther with right now is probably my rifle leader. Because the M4A1s at close range aren't going to do shit.
Guns primed and ready.
I need this rifle to get in line of sight of that 40.
Jerry's dead.
There we go.
What are our orders, sir? Drop 200. 6 rounds. Over. Waiting for orders, Captain.
All this armor being pressed on very hard by the Panther at the moment.
What's up, sir? Stay on alert, men. What's the plan? I heard there were tigers.
The track wheel damage. It's real. Can the M4A1 be a hero? I wonder.
Watch for ambushes. Reverse, but keep facing
I'm not sure it can.
Ready, sir? Adjusting on target.
That aim time, what? That was ridiculous. I guess if he could see it before I could see him, then that makes sense, but holy crap. My poor M4.
Yes, sir. We're the cavalry. It would be bad form to arrive too early. Drop 200. 6 rounds. Over. Yes, sir.
Let's keep up this artillery, regardless.
Vehicle ready, sir.
turn off those guys so they don't get spotted. Maybe continue our way into the town again. One final push into the town. Who knows, maybe it'll work this time. What a game. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get it back in time. It's unfortunate, but that's the truth. This assault leader should be getting closer with the Jagdpanther. Maybe put this on return fire.
Retreat. Watch for crowds. Yes, sir. Don't shoot. Let's roll. Red 6, mounted up. Yes, sir.
Okay, maybe we can take out the Jagdpanther. Who knows? Oh, you're kidding me. This artillery is ludicrous. There's so much artillery. Go on, M4A1s. Take out the Nebel. Gonna start firing at the 88 again. We'll put some artillery towards that Panther as well. I mean, maybe I should have just focused on artillery rather than M5 guns, because I think every single M5 gun I've brought in throughout this game has died. So maybe I had the wrong priorities.
Waiting for orders, Captain.
Like, that's actually a genuine thing. I might have just got it wrong. Maybe we should have invested into it earlier.
Do you have a target, sir? Fire! Smash him!
Oh, that artillery coming in from miles away. Ah, of course.
Red 6, mounted up. It's gonna blow! Ready for orders. If you see a crowd, blow them away. Need some extra firepower? I hear you, loud and clear.
Get some smoke down. Maybe we can push on these guys a bit more.
Watch for ambushes.
We're just struggling to find the extra little bit of ground we ever needed to start pushing a +1 again. Sad times.
To the metal. Yes, sir. If you see a crowd,
Oh, nice. My M4A1 took out the Marder there.
radio check red 1 through 6, over. Gordo, bring us there. Berlin or bust. Taxi ready. Choose your targets. Working for me. Move out. We got 'em. Ready, sir.
Okay, let's continue up with the M4A1. Okay, that's not good.
Orders, Captain.
Start putting down smoke everywhere. This is the only trick I got left up my sleeve.
Let's get the hell out of here.
That's on the wrong side. Of course it is.
Anybody need ammo?
Yeah, it certainly was a good game. Just no staying power, unfortunately, not against that many rockets. So Sainte-Mère-Église burns this day.
At your orders. Berlin or bust. It's dangerous here.
That's it. Flattened. The town was absolutely flattened. I didn't even try and invest in it that much. Like, I wanted to try and help Mercedes on the left side a bit more with the use of the AT guns and so on. But it just didn't work out. Like, our entire team was negative. Once the Panthers came in, it made things very difficult. And Jagdsource with a really nice KD, 2,902 kills to 1,290. I just couldn't lock down the artillery. Let's see what kind of artillery we ended up against. Let's count the amount of pieces of artillery that started to attack us. So an 81mm mortar, that's 1. You got a Panzerwerfer, that's 2. The 120mm mortar, that's 3. Panzerwerfer is 4. Nebelwerfer is 5. 2 Werframmens is 6 and 7. Third Werframmen is 8. SK18 is 9. And the 81mm mortar is 10. But yeah, I think a lot of our losses mainly came down to the Panzerwerfer killing off all of these M5 guns. I should have just bit the bullet really and brought in 3 of those M5 guns earlier, I think, when the Jagdpanzer and the Panther were kind of more exposed, because then it was a lot less likely that if I spread them out enough that the rocket artillery would be able to pin all of them at once, and therefore at least one of them would still be able to fire. The only trouble with that is because they are unvetted M5 guns, even if they could fire and they weren't killed off by rocket artillery, the tanks would probably still win because they had the 14 front armor. That is such a pain in the ass for an M5 gun to get through. So it was very difficult, like after the early game, to really solidify. There was a point where I felt like I was going to push through that town. Like there was that chance there, but maybe I just didn't do it again, I didn't really commit enough to it to make it work. And I had that M5 gun ready to take advantage, but I could have maybe done with an extra Stuart or 2. And that could have been the key to breaking through in the center, running down a lot of that artillery that was starting to be a problem. And it may have been a bit of a different game. But either way, a very, very awesome game. I had a lot of fun in that. And it's good to have a really sort of close game against some really good opponents. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed it as well. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.